It's just comedy.
The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston and Phil Harris and his orchestra.
Thank you. This is Groucho Marx. Well, here I am, stepping in over my head again.
With Fibber McGee and Molly.
Folks, this is just as new to me as it is to you.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
The Great Gildersleeve. Well, what an original greeting.
Hello and welcome to another week of comedy, funny, haha, on Dwayne Old Time Radio. One thing, please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy what I'm doing, subscribing is 100% free. Also, one more thing, if you have a few seconds or 1 minute, please leave a review on your preferred podcast service, especially if you're on Apple, Spotify, or really just your preferred podcast service. Thank you and hope you enjoy. We're in the month with Jack Benny, 2 episodes. The first is Taking the Show to New York, March 20th, 1938. And then he has 2 guests, Fred Allen and Kate Smith, March 27th, 1938.
J-E-L-L-O. The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston and Phil Harris and his orchestra. The orchestra opens the program with Midnight in Paris from Here's to Romance. According to the calendar, spring is practically here, but the weather doesn't always follow the almanac, so you can't count on it. You can count on Jell-O, though, and Jell-O's color and fragrance and freshness will bring a real touch of springtime to your menus. And the springtime, it's quick and easy to get, for Jell-O is quick and easy to prepare. It dissolves in a moment in hot water. It's quick setting, and it's delicious. For there's extra rich fruit flavor in Jell-O. It's crammed with it. You'll smell that tempting fruit fragrance the minute you open the package. And your first taste tells you, here is a swell dessert. No matter how you serve Jell-O, perfectly plain or decked out with fruits and nuts, it's always a favorite with the whole family. All 6 flavors are fresh and bright and tempting. All 6 are packed with that extra rich fruit goodness. Just be sure to get genuine Jell-O, and be sure to order some tomorrow. Then you can treat the whole family to a real touch of springtime. In Paris, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow being the first day of spring, we bring you Sulphur, Molasses, and Jack Benny.
Thank you very much. Hello again. This is Jack Benny, your little spring tonic coming to you. So open your mouth, swallow, and make a face. Now, that wasn't bad, was it?
You know, Jack, it's nice to see spring rolling around again.
Yes, it is, Don. Trees are budding, flowers are beginning to bloom, bears and good humor men are coming out of hibernation.
Yes, sir, and birds are coming back from the south.
Oh, flocks of them. And you know, Don, yesterday I saw a robin in our backyard who just flew in from Miami.
How did you know he was from Miami?
He was building a nest with tickets from Hialeah Park. You know, Don, one thing about the beginning of spring, it sure peps you up, doesn't it?
Oh, I've noticed that too, Jack. It makes you feel lively and energetic.
Energetic? Why, Don, when I popped out of bed this morning and started to dress, I laced my shoes and didn't miss one single hole. But honestly, Don, isn't spring the most marvelous time of the year? I mean, you walk out in the country and see babbling brooks, rabbits scampering around, snakes coming out of their holes.
Did you call me Jack?
No, Phil.
Oh, then I'll crawl back in again.
Yeah, by all means. Hey, Phil, wait a minute. I nearly forgot. You know, I'm not going to be able to use your orchestra on next week's broadcast.
You're not? Why?
Well, listen, Phil. You too, Don. I've got a surprise for you. Tomorrow, I'm leaving for New York.
New York?
Yes, I'm just going for a little pleasure trip, see a few shows, and next Sunday I'm going to broadcast from there.
Well, aren't we going with you?
No, Don, you're all going to get a week off. You, Kenny, Mary, and Phil.
Does that mean I'm not going to get my check next week?
Well, I won't tell you, Phil, but don't be surprised if your bank book misses a beat. You'll just have to forget 1 week's salary.
Oh, I'm supposed to forget, eh?
Yes.
Well, with the amount you pay me, I won't have to join the Foreign Legion.
Oh, I don't know. You do all right.
Well, say, Jack, who's going to be your announcer in New York next Sunday?
Well, Don, Harry Von Zell promised to help me out, and he's such an effervescent type. I think he'll be swell, don't you?
Well, yes, if you like that sort of stuff.
Now, of course, you'll have to admit that he is very popular.
You mean with me or with the public?
With the public, and they ought to know. Von Zell is an extremely capable announcer.
I know, Jack, but I just can't picture Harry saying, Jell-O is America's favorite dessert. It comes in 6 delicious flavors, strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. It won't come from the heart.
Oh, it won't, eh? Well, it better. And I'll tell you who else we... Oh, hello, Kenny.
Hello, Jack. Did you have a nice time in New York?
I'm not going till tomorrow, Kenny. Anyway, how did you know I was leaving for New York?
You borrowed a suitcase from me.
Oh, yes, I forgot all about that. And say, Kenny, that's a very unusual bag. It's the only suitcase I ever saw with legs on it.
Well, it's made out of fresh alligator.
Oh, that's why the handle snapped at me. A fine thing. A live alligator suitcase. How am I going to get my clothes in?
Wait till it yawns.
Well, I'll manage somehow.
By the way, Jack, as long as I'm not going with you, what orchestra are you going to use next Sunday?
Anyone but Abe Lyman. His music is all right, but I don't want that thug hanging around me.
Thug?
Yes. I'm going to New York for a vacation, not a breakdown.
Why, Jack, you might have had a little trouble with Lyman, but, he's not so tough.
He's not, eh? Last fall when he was here, he gave me a slap on the back, and my socks changed feet. I don't want any part of that guy.
Well, you'll have to have music. Who are you going to get?
Well, there's Whiteman and Olson, Bester. Of course, Stokowski is in Italy. I can't get him. Now, let's see.
Hey, Jack.
What is it, Kenny?
When Stokowski comes back, is Garble going to sing with his band?
Yes, Kenny, if they can get Heifetz to play the bazooka.
Bazooka? What's that?
I don't know. Say, Phil, have you got any bazookas in your band?
No, just palookas.
Oh. Well, tell him to put down that jug and get ready for Kenny's song. What's it going to be tonight, Kenny?
A little number called I See Your Face Before Me.
Well, that's all right, Kenny. Give him high-class stuff all the time. Hit it, Phil. Hold it a minute. Come in.
Telegram for Jack Benny.
Right here, boy.
It's collecting. Am I going to have trouble?
Never mind that. How much is it?
$1.54.
Here you are. Select. I wonder who it's from. Hey, fellas, it's from Abe Lyman.
Lyman? What does he say?
He says, Dear Jack, understand you are coming east next week. I suggest that you use my band if you want to see New York from both eyes. We'll meet you at the station with my car and an ambulance. Take your choice. Sincerely yours, Abe. Well, how do you like that for a threat? Who does he think he's bluffing, anyway? Or who does he... Sing, Kenny. I'll use the band I want to use. They're not...
In a world of glitter and glow, in a world of tinsel and show, the unreal from the real thing is hard
somebody who could be truly worthy and true. Yes, I met my ideal one when I met you. I see your face before me, crowding my every dream. There is your face before me. You are my only theme. It doesn't matter where you are. I can see how fair you are. I close my eyes and there you are. Nothing tragic in all my dreams of you. Would that my love could haunt you so, knowing I want you so. I can't erase your beautiful face before me. It doesn't matter where you are, I can see how fair you are. How fair you
I See Your Face Before Me, sung by Kenny Baker. Well, Kenny, I won't be able to hear you now until a week after next. I suppose you'll be listening in next Sunday, eh?
Yeah. But say, Jack, who's going to take my place?
Well, Kenny, this is really a surprise and a thrill. You'll never guess who's promised to come and sing for you and be just as good as you are.
Lawrence Tibbett?
No, it's not a man.
Grace Moore?
No.
Jeanette McDougal?
That's Jeanette McDonald, but it's not her. We're going to have Kate Smith.
Kate Smith?
Yes, sir. Isn't that swell? And that's not the only surprise. You know who else is coming on the program?
Al Smith.
No. As a special treat, we're going to have Fred Allen. Gee, it'll be good to see that lovable old louse again. He's a pretty good guy at that.
Well, how do you know Allen will appear, Jack? Did you ask him?
Ask Freddie. Why, he'll be tickled to death to go on with me. I bet he can hardly wait till I get to New York. And, Don, believe it or not, we're going to have Bob Ripley, too. How's that?
Swell.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Well, Mary, I'm glad you dropped in before we went off the air. Where were you?
Oh, I went for a long walk and just sort of lost myself. Isn't spring wonderful, Jack?
Yeah.
Hats are budding in the windows. Dresses are beginning to bloom.
Yeah, I know. And Hattie Carnegie is coming out of hibernation. Say, that's a new bonnet you've got on there now, isn't it, Mary?
Uh-huh. Made it myself. Isn't it cute?
Yes, but it's got a lot of stuff on it and such colors. Where'd you get the idea?
From a fresh vegetable place.
Oh, yes. I see that poached egg on top there. You know, Mary, women's hats this season are certainly the limit. Most of them look like something to eat.
Yeah, you ought to see my new pork and beanie.
Say, Don, can you imagine if men wore the kind of hats that women do? Huh?
Wouldn't it be awful?
Yeah, imagine walking into a store. How do you do, sir? I'd like to see something in a bacon and tomato Stetson. No mayonnaise on the crown. Please.
Would you care for a pickle in the hat band?
Sweet or sour?
Well, dill is very popular this season.
Oh, I don't know what kind to get, but I do want a hat that's nourishing.
Why don't you get a New England boiled fedora?
Well, you're not kidding, Mary. That's just about how silly women's hats are.
Oh, Mary, did Jack tell you that he's going to New York tomorrow?
Oh, sure. Are you going to have a girl on the program, Jack?
Well, Mary, Kate Smith has promised to help me out. First, she's going to read Kenny's lines. Then she's going to sing Kenny's songs. Then she's going to play your part. And then you know what else she's going to do?
Collapse.
No. But she will be very busy there.
Is she going to take tickets at the door, too?
Of course not. NBC has well-trained ushers for that. And I hope they let me in this time.
I'll bet you're all excited about going. What orchestra are you going to use?
Well, Mary, I haven't decided yet. It's between Paul Whiteman and Abe Lyman. Of course, Lyman is in New York right now.
Uh-oh, the telegram's working.
Well, Lyman is in New York.
So is Paul Whiteman.
I know, but Lyman is thinner than Whiteman, and it's a small studio. And besides that, Abe has a trombone in his orchestra.
Well, of course, every orchestra has a trombone.
I know, but his has a derby hat.
But all trombones use derby hats.
Well, this one fits me, and let's drop it. You see, Mary, Phil thinks I'm hiring Lyman because he threatened me in a telegram.
Did he scare you?
Why should I be scared of him? If you want to know something, Mary, Abe wears a charm bracelet.
Well, watch out. There's a blackjack on it.
Just the same, that wire had nothing to do with my decision.
Well, suppose Whiteman threatened you.
Don't worry about that. Abe and I will take care of him. And by the way, I better answer Lyman's telegram. He was nice enough to offer his services. Take a wire, Mary.
Okay.
Dear Abe.
Abe. How do you spell that? A-P-E?
No, A-B-E. For heaven's sake, don't make that mistake. Goodness. 8. That's all I need.
Well, you told me he looked like one.
I did not. I merely said that if he went to the zoo and fell in the monkey cage, they'd have a little trouble sorting him out. That's all I said. I've never referred to Lyman as an 8.
Well, you're going to pay him off in peanuts, aren't you?
Oh, quiet. Now write the telegram. Dear Abe, regarding your offer to appear on my program next Sunday night, I will consider the matter if you keep your price and temper down. Furthermore, I must insist that you come to rehearsal on time, if you can make it. Stop. In conclusion, if these conditions are met, I will give the matter further consideration. Have you got that, Mary?
Yes.
Then read it back to me.
Dear Abe, the job is yours.
It's not what I said, but let it go. Oh, wait, put another line in there. Please see that the boys in your orchestra eat their lunch before we go on the air. Because last time I was broadcasting knee-deep in herringbones.
Say, Jack, did Lyman's boys really eat during your broadcast?
Yes, they did, Phil.
Take out your dinner pails, man. We're as good as they are.
Hey, cut that out. Now, that'll be all, Mary. Just sign my name.
Shall I send the wire collect, Jack?
No, I better pay for it. He's liable to kill the messenger boy. Well, I'm all set now. I've got my orchestra, singer, announcer. I'll take it. Hello? Long distance? Yes, I'll take it. I wonder who it can be. I hope there's no... Hello? Oh, hello, Fred. It's Fred Allen, fellas. Well, say, Fred, it'll be nice having you on my program next Sunday night. What? Well, look, Fred, none of the others are asking anything. I said nobody else is getting anything for it. Well, this isn't like you, Fred. Aren't you being just a wee bit mercenary? Oh, all right, I'll give it to you. Yes, you can take my word for it. You'll get it before the broadcast. So long. What a guy.
What's the matter, Jack?
Oh, nothing.
Come on, what is it?
Oh, Alan won't go on the program unless I give him my Boy Scout knife. I hope he cuts himself on the bottle opener.
He wants your Boy Scout knife.
Yeah, gee, I hate to give it up. I've had it since I was a tenderfoot. Oh, well. He's not going to get the chain anyway. Say, fellas, I got to run home now and get ready, so carry on with the show, will you? I haven't even started packing yet.
I'll come along and help you, Jack.
Thanks, Mary.
I'll come too, Jack.
No, Kenny, you'll only be in the way.
Well, it's my alligator, and I'm going to pack it.
Oh, all right. Come along. Play, Phil. Gee, I hate to give up that knife. I just had it sharpened, too.
That was Who Stole the Jam, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra. And now, folks, we switch you over to Jack's house where he is preparing for his trip to New York.
Now, let's see. I've got my dark suit, 2 pair of shoes, my razor, shaving cream. Oh, Mary, did you pack my toothbrush?
Yes, it's in the box with your extra teeth.
My extra teeth, where?
Right there.
Those are my new cufflinks. Extra teeth.
Jack, where are your neckties and handkerchiefs?
Mary's packing them, aren't you, Mary?
Yes, I put away your handkerchiefs, ties, socks, and cigars.
I don't want my cigars packed. It's such a long trip, they'll get dry.
No, they won't. I put them in the bowl with the goldfish.
Mary, my pets aren't going to New York with me.
They're not?
No.
Then I better take the canary out of the hot water bottle.
What? Why, Kenny, the bird will suffocate in that hot water bottle.
He will not. I punched holes in it.
I knew I should have left you in the studio. Hey, Rochester.
Yes, sir?
How are you coming along with the wardrobe trunk?
Okay, boss, I'm almost finished.
You know, it's liable to be pretty cold in New York this time of year. I wonder if I should buy some long underwear.
Don't bother. I sewed leggings on your shorts.
I suppose you glued earmuffs on my derby.
No, I put them on your toupee.
Well, they'll fit snugger that way. Say, Rochester, you made my reservations on the train all right, didn't you?
Yeah, I got you drawing room B in car 57.
A drawing room? I told you I wanted a lower berth so I could get some air. Fine thing.
Take the drawing room. Kenny will punch holes in it.
I never can get what I want. What am I going to do with a big drawing room?
Maybe you can sublet it.
After this, I'll take care of the important things myself.
I wish you would. I'm all in.
All in? I don't work you so hard, Rochester.
I never get any time off.
You don't, eh?
Why, the other night when I was walking into my sleep, you stuck a vacuum cleaner in my hand.
Well, I figured as long as you're wearing out the rug, you might as well clean it. What are you laughing at?
Look what Kenny just packed in your suitcase.
Kenny, take that mouse trap out of my grip.
The mouse, too?
Yeah. You got everything in there but the family album. Oh, say, Rochester, you have to drive me down to the station in the morning, so you better put the luggage in the car tonight.
I think you better take a cab, Mr. Benny.
Why, what's the matter with the car?
We got a flat.
A flat? Well, you can fix that before morning.
No, sir. This is the whole rear end.
Fine thing. How did that happen?
Well, I was backing out of the garage this morning. You know that big concrete post that stands up in front of the driveway?
Yeah?
Well, it's laying down now.
Well, see that it's fixed before I get back. Answer the door.
Yes, sir.
Well, Jack, the grips are all packed and ready to go. You want to lock your trunk?
No, I gotta wait till Schlepperman brings my tuxedo. I had to have it cleaned and pressed.
Cleaned and pressed, that old thing?
Oh, my tuxedo isn't so old.
Go on, there's a moth in there with rheumatism in both wings.
Mary, I know the moth you're referring to, and he's not that old.
He isn't, eh?
No.
Then why do you feed him milk toast?
Leave me alone and don't drag Herman into this. Oh, hello, Andy. Huh?
Hiya, Buck. Just thought I'd drop in to say goodbye to you. Gee, I wish I was going along.
So do I, Andy. Why don't you come?
Well, Buck, we're awful busy right now on the farm. We got a lot of plowing to do, and besides that, our goat just had a blessed event.
He did. That's funny. I didn't see anything in Winchell's column about it.
Me neither. He must be slipping.
Well, Andy, I imagine you're pretty busy this time of year at that, huh?
Yes, sir. Ma's doing her spring cleaning, and when I left the house, she was washing Pa's beard.
I see. Huh?
You ought to come up later. There's going to be a lot of fun.
There will?
Yeah, she's going to put it through the ringer.
Say, I'd like to be there at that.
Well, here's a ticket. Everybody's coming. Well, Buck, I think I'll be running along now. Hope you have a nice trip.
Thanks, Andy. So long.
So long, Buck. Don't let them sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. That's a hot
one. Good old Andy. Nice of him to drop over, huh?
Oh, Jack.
Yeah?
Where are your scissors?
Here, what do you want them for?
I want to trim your suitcase. There are a lot of neckties sticking out.
Well, don't be so lazy. Open it and tuck them in. Answer the door. Now, let's see. What else? There's my overnight bag. That's all set. And... Oh, Rochester. Hey, what's this in my hat box?
I thought you might get hungry, so I made some Jell-O in it.
That's fine, but you should have taken my hat out first. If I was alone, I'd have been through an hour ago.
Hello, Jackie boy.
Oh, hello, Slep. Did you bring my tuxedo?
Here it is, a fugitive from a rummage sale.
Well, give it to me. Now, look, Slep, look at that lapel. I told you to take the stains out, and they're still there.
What stains? There are stains remover spots. That's what they are.
Well, looks worse than when I gave it to you. Now, let's see. Here's the pants, the coat. Hey, where's the vest?
I left it in my shop.
Well, why didn't you bring it with you?
It was too weak to make the trip.
Go right back and get it. Here, Rochester, put my tuxedo in the trunk. Huh?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Hey, don't fold it. It's brittle.
All right, Slep, how much do I owe you?
Well, now, let me see. Are you in a good mood, or do you want to talk turkey?
Never mind the turkey. What do I owe you?
Well, pressing is 50 cents. For you, 45.
Yes.
Dry cleaning is 75 cents. For you, 80.
I'm even again.
80 and 45 is $1.50.
80 and 45 is $1.25.
Well, I took a chance.
Well, for this job, all you get is $1. Here.
All right, I'll see you for the rest. I whistle when I work. I'm happy like a turkey.
It's a fine mess he made out of my tuxedo.
Look, Jack, it's on the floor.
On the floor? Rochester, I told you to put this suit in the trunk.
I did, but the new one keeps throwing it out.
Well, don't get funny and put it in the trunk and lock it up.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a relief. Now I'm all set to go. Say, Mary, how about you and I going out and getting a bite to eat, eh?
Okay, Jack, I'm starved.
Come on. You too, Kenny. Hey, where's Kenny? Oh, Kenny, where are you?
Here I am. Let me out.
Good heavens, Rochester locked him in the trunk. Rochester, open it and let Kenny out.
The keys are in there, too.
You locked the keys in the trunk. That's the most stupid thing you've ever done.
Wait till you look for your ticket.
Oh, come on, Mary. Let's go out and eat.
Well, what about Kenny? He'll suffocate in that trunk.
Oh, that's all right. We'll punch holes in it. Come on.
Do you want to try something new and very swell for dessert? Well, here's a grand suggestion. It's one of the most delicious combinations you ever set on the table. Luscious, fruit-rich raspberry jello combined with prunes. And if ever a prune was glorified, this is the time. And here's the way to make it. Dissolve 1 package of raspberry jello in hot water and chill until slightly thickened. Then fold in 1 cup of cooked seeded prunes cut in quarters. Chill until firm and serve with cream. It couldn't be much easier to make. And when you've made it, believe me, you've got something. Shimmering red raspberry jello molded with delicious, juicy prunes. It's a swell combination. It's an unusual combination, and your family will want more. So try this grand new dessert, but be sure to make it with genuine jello. For only jello brings you that delicious, extra-rich fruit flavor. Look for the big red letters on the box. They spell jello.
The last number of the 25th program in the new Jello series, and we'll be with you again next Sunday night broadcasting from Radio City, New York. And I hope you'll all be listening in. Well, Mary, I've got to run over to Phil Baker's show and congratulate him. I heard this was his 5th anniversary.
Well, be sure and kiss Beetle for me.
Yeah, I will. Good night, folks.
J-E-L-L.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
J-E-L-L-O.
The Jello program starring Jack Benny with Abe Lyman and his orchestra coming to you from Radio City, New York. The orchestra opens the program with I Double Dare You. There's a change in the Jello program tonight. It comes to you from New York instead of Hollywood. But there's no change in Jello with its 6 delicious flavors. Jello is always good wherever you have it, New York or Hollywood, north or south, at home or in a restaurant. You can count on Jello to be tops in goodness every time. For Jello brings you that special extra rich fruit flavor. A flavor as delicious as the fresh, ripe fruit itself. That's why Jello's 6 flavors are tempting and refreshing. All 6 colors are bright and gay. Just be sure to get genuine Jello when you buy. Look for the big red letters on the box. They spell Jello. Played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a man who traveled all the way from California to New York. That gypsy of the airwaves, Jack Benny.
Thank you very much. Hello again. This is Jack Benny, your little nomad talking. And Harry Von Zell, I want to tell you right now how much I appreciate your helping me out tonight. It's a grand gesture.
Oh, well, don't mention it, Jack. I only hope I'll be able to fill Don Wilson's shoes.
What was that?
I said, I hope I can fill Don Wilson's shoes.
Oh, you can, Harry, you can. But don't ever get into his pants without a compass. You should see that guy.
Well, tell me, Jack, what kind of a trip did you have to New York? Did you fly in?
No, Harry. I took one of those new streamlined trains, and believe me, they are classy. I mean, they're the last word in luxury.
Yes, I heard that. They tell me the service is marvelous.
Oh, it is, although I think they overdo it a little bit.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I didn't mind when the conductor sent me gardenias. But when the porter tucked me in my berth and sang Rock-a-Bye Baby, I thought that was going too far, you know? And the candy vendor, was he ritzy?
He was ritzy, huh?
Yeah, you should have heard him. He walked up and down the aisle yelling candy, peanuts, popcorn, and annuities. I tell you, Harry, it is positive. See, it rings just like it does in Hollywood. Pardon me a minute. Hello? Who? No, I'm sorry, miss. Phil Harris didn't come to New York with me. What? No, I can't run home and get him. Goodbye. That's all I've heard from every girl in town. Phil Harris, is he here? Where is he? Anyway, it looks like we ought to have a lot of fun, though, tonight, Harry. I don't know whether you know it or not, but your boss, Fred Allen, is coming up here.
He is?
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. He told me he was going to an egg roll.
An egg roll? Well, maybe that's what he thinks this is.
Hiya, Jack, old boy. Welcome to New York.
Oh, hello, Lyman. How are you? Little Bo Peep is here again. With us. Oh, well.
Say, Jack, I want to thank you very much for letting me be on your program tonight. It was doggone sweet of you.
Yes, it was. It was. Please try and act like a gentleman tonight, not a gorilla.
Don't worry, Jack. I made up my mind to behave myself. I'm a changed guy.
Well, that suits me, Abe. I'm glad to hear it.
Here,
Believe
Jack,
me.
To show you my heart's in the right place, I brought you a bouquet of flowers.
Flowers?
Hey, wait a minute, Jack. Drop that bouquet.
Why, what's wrong here?
I saw Abe put a tarantula in that.
A tarantula?
Yes.
Why, those things are deadly. Abe Lyman, that's positively the worst thing I've ever heard of.
Well, gee, I only did it for a laugh.
A laugh? What a sense of humor. You're the kind of a guy who would give your grandmother a hot foot.
I do, and she loves it.
You and your practical jokes. Say, Harry, you know what Lyman did to me last summer in Hollywood?
What?
I was nice enough to invite him to my house for the weekend, and he put a shark in my swimming pool.
He did?
Yeah, I thought it was a rubber one until I started missing toes. How do you like that for a trick?
That was one of my best gags.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, Abe, just attend to your music tonight and keep away from me, will you? Come in. Oh, how do you do?
Greetings, Mr. Benny. I don't think we've ever met before. My name is Ripley.
Oh, Bob Ripley, the Believe It or Not man, huh? Well, it was awfully nice of you to drop in, Mr. Ripley. What can I do for you?
Well, Jack, you know I'm always on the lookout for curiosities of all kinds.
Yes. I never miss your program or your cartoons either. Well, what's on your mind?
Well, I would like to get a few angles on you and your work.
As a curiosity. Go right ahead.
Now, first, is it true that when you make a picture, you wear a silver fox toupee?
Yes, but only on special occasions. As a rule, I wear a subdued fright wig, like J.C. Flippin. You know, something...
Now, another thing.
Yeah?
You're a musician, aren't you?
Well, yes. Around Carnegie Hall, I'm known as Yasha.
Is it true that the strings on your violin were made from the tail of a wildcat who later committed suicide?
Well, he didn't commit suicide exactly, but he is wilder than ever now, Bob. Huh?
Now, one more question, Jack.
Uh-huh.
I understand that you were recently chosen as one of the best-dressed men in America. Is that right?
Yes, I cannot deny that.
Well, is that suit you're wearing now a sample of your taste in clothes?
Well, of course, don't go by this, Bob. You see, this is just a little lounging outfit, you know?
Oh, you mean you'd look better if you were lying down?
If he's an undertaker, I'll scream. Now, really, it isn't fair to judge me by this suit, Bob. Really, Mr. Ripley, you'd love my soup and fish.
You cook, too.
I was talking about my formal attire. Are there any more questions?
No. Believe it or not, I think I've got about all I need. Thanks very much, Jack.
You're welcome. Oh, would you like a picture of me, Mr. Ripley?
No, not unless you've got 3 arms. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, Harry Ripley seems to be Harry Ripley seems to be a nice chap, although his questions were rather embarrassing. Now, what would I do with 3 arms?
Well, you could play your violin and hold your nose at the same time.
I could also punch you in the eye, Harry. Well, let's go on with the show. And now, folks, our conductor, Abraham Lyman, will play... what's it going to be, Abe?
Here, it's written in this little book. Open it and read it.
Why don't you read it yourself?
If I could read, I'd get my own program.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Go ahead, open the book.
Okay. Ouch, my finger.
I knew you'd fall for that mousetrap gag.
Fine, I had to come to New York for that. Now, play your number and leave me alone.
Okay.
Now, hold it a minute. Come in.
Well, how are you, old boy? Glad to see you. Say, you're a sight for sore eyes.
Well,
Believe me, it's like old times again. Yes, sir. Say, you put on a little weight, haven't you?
Oh, a little. You know, this is rather embarrassing, but I just can't seem to place you.
Funny, I can't please you either. Goodbye.
Play, Phil, or Abe. Why don't I stay home where I belong? number you gave me for my New York appearance. Hallelujah, played by Abe Lyman. I hate to admit it, Abe, but it sounded all right, though. Say, your orchestra's changed a little. I see some new faces in there.
Yes, Jack, and I'd like to have you meet some of the boys. This is my first violinist, Misha the Mug.
Oh, hello, Misha.
Hiya, Toots.
Nice boy.
And, Jack, this is my piano player, Machine Gun Stokowski.
My, what name. Say, Abe, who's that new saxophone player over there?
You mean Butch?
Yes. I noticed he was scribbling on a piece of paper all during the last number. What was that for?
Well, every month he has to write a letter to the parole board.
Well, that's sweet of him to remember. Harry, that's a nice bunch of boys Abe has here.
Yes, they are, Jack. They all came in cabs, which they drove. By the way, Jack, since I'm taking Don Wilson's place here, is it all right if I say my little piece now?
Oh, sure, Harry. I've been sort of waiting for that. Go right ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for an economical dessert, be sure and go to your nearest grocer and ask for a package of
Jell-O, for heaven's sake.
Jell-O, for heaven's sake.
3 years I've been...
It comes in 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, cherry, and strawberry.
Look, what happened to lemon and lime?
Oh, yes. Lemon, lime, strawberry, raspberry, and cherry.
Now orange has disappeared in there. Look, just drop it. Let it go.
Oh, no. So insist on genuine Jell-O. Look for the big red letters on the orange.
That's on the box! Poor Don Wilson. I'll bet he collapsed in front of his radio. Oh, well, thanks anyway, Harry. You tried.
Well, what do we do now, Jack?
Well, Harry, if I was in Hollywood right now doing this program, just about this time, Mary would walk in and say...
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Why, Kate! Smith, you little lifesaver, you. You know, you couldn't have walked in at a more opportune time. Am I glad to see you?
And I'm glad to see you, too, Jack. Are you having a good time in New York?
Oh, wonderful. Really a swell. Kate, you know Harry Von Zell, don't you?
Oh, sure. Hello, Harry.
Glad to see you, Kate.
And this is our temporary maestro, Abe Lyman.
Yes, I've met Mr. Lyman before.
Sure. Hello, Smitty.
Hey. Don't mind him, Kate. He's a little on the rough side, you know.
Don't worry, Jack. We'll get along all right. Sit down, Slat.
Well, I'm glad you're taking it the right way. I must tell you how much I've enjoyed your programs, Kate. They've been grand.
Thank you, Jack.
And by the way, Mary told me that as soon as I saw you, to give you her love and a great big kiss.
How about Phil Harris?
There you go, just like the rest. No kidding, Kate. What do all you girls see in Phil?
Well, he's handsome, charming, suave.
Debonair.
Debonair? Hey, where did you learn that word?
Well, I was reading a book one day and stubbed my eye on it.
I thought so. Well, anyway, Kate, how about that kiss Mary wanted me to give you? Now, come on.
None of your lip, Benny.
All right, you don't know what you're missing. You know, Kate, I'm a leading man in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll see you out there sometime.
It's a date. You can always find me on Vine Street, right in front of the Owl Drugstore there.
Oh, say, I meant to tell you, Jack. Mary sent me a letter yesterday, and it was all about you. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, no, don't bother, Kate.
Oh, yes, I want to read it to you. Please let me. Don't you want
no, it's probably
I
nothing.
will. Well, I will anyhow. Don't beg
all
me.
right.
Now, I'll read it.
Fonzel, get here on time next
Keep quiet, Jack. It reads, Dear Kate, glad to hear that you're taking my place. But as this is the first time you've ever worked with Jack, there are some things that every girl should know.
It starts out bad.
If Jack asks you out to dinner and tells you there's a marvelous floor show at the Automat, don't fall for it.
Now, isn't that awful?
However, if you do go out to a nightclub with Jack and he asks you to dance with him, say no. As he'll want to roll up his pants and do the minuet.
That's very comical. There.
Give my love to all, and I'll be sitting in front of my radio waiting for your song.
Well, that's a sweet ending anyway. Well,
I
Kate,
think
you
so,
are
too.
going to sing a number for us, aren't you?
You bet I am. Would you like to hear This Time It's Real?
Yes, sir. Abe, give Miss Smith a melodious background with feeling, harmony, and nice, smooth rhythm.
You mean I should be debonair?
Yes. And tell your guitar player to put his shoes on. Sing, Kate. Debonair yet.
Knew I know it. I know it. This time it's real. It's thrilling, so thrilling. The way I feel. Love before was different. I just played a part. But this time it comes right from my heart. Pretending is ending this time. It's real. Forever and ever. Time will reveal. We were lucky, darling, when fate turned the wheel. I know it. I feel it. This time it's real. I know it. I know it. This time it's real. Forever and ever. Time will reveal. We were lucky, darling, when fate turned the wheel. I know it. I feel it. This time it's
This Time It's Real, sung by Kate Smith, accompanied by Debonair and his orchestra. Kate, I must say that you sang just as good for Jell-O as you do for Calumet baking powder and Swan's Down cake flour.
Well,
Gee, I got them both in there, didn't I?
Sure did.
You know, Kate, I would like to reciprocate in some way. Isn't there anything I can do for you while I'm in town?
Oh, no, Jack. Thanks just the same.
Well, you've been so sweet, though, Kate. Really, I insist.
Well, all right. If it'll make you any happier, you can buy me a nice ermine wrap.
Well, I'll do that. I will. And now, hey, wait a minute. You mean real ermine?
Well, of course, Jack.
Well, Kate, I'd run right out and buy you one, except today is Sunday and every place is closed.
I can get one of my boys to open the store for you.
Quiet. Anyway, don't worry about it, Kate. I'll make up for this some way.
Well, that's sweet, Jack.
Pardon me. Hello? Hollywood calling? Yeah, this is Jack Benny. I'll take it. Hello? Oh, hello, Kenny. It's Kenny Baker. Well, Kenny, how are you, kid? What? No, she's not taking your place. Look, Kate Smith is a star on her own program. What? Why doesn't she stay on it? Now, Kenny. I'm sorry, Kate. Now, listen, Kenny, I don't want to discuss it with you any further. I'll see you when I get home. What? Yes, I'll bring you one. Now, hang up. Goodbye. What a kid.
What does he want, Jack?
The little copycat, he wants an ermine wrap, too. I hope what he said didn't offend you, Kate.
No. I think he's one of the cutest little brats in the world.
Yeah, he is.
Listen, Jack, I'd like to stay longer, but really, I must run along now. I want to say thanks very much for inviting me up here today.
Well, it's been an honest-to-goodness treat, and I'll never forget it, Kate.
Good evening, Mr. Benny. Were you looking for me?
Yes, Rochester, just a minute. Goodbye, Kate, and thanks again so much.
So long, Jack. Good luck, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Well, Roch,
haven't seen you since we got off the train 4 days ago. Where were you?
I've been weekending up in Harlem. We had a gin barbecue.
Fine. I had to do all my own unpacking. What do you think I brought you along for?
You didn't say.
You're supposed to be working for me, and you spend all your time in Harlem. Suppose you went to all the hot spots.
There ain't no cool ones there.
Never mind. Now, look, Rochester, go right over to the Waldorf Astoria and straighten up my suite.
Did you move from the YMCA?
Rochester! I just went there for a swim. Now, run along.
Okay. Boss?
Yeah.
I'm having a little financial recession.
I see.
I wonder if I could have an advance on my salary.
Look, I already gave you an advance.
I want something in advance of that.
Oh, all right. Here's $5.
Could you elevate that to $8.50?
$8.50? What for?
I promised to buy my gal a sun lamp.
All right, here you are. Now, don't forget, Rochester. Don't forget, we're leaving Tuesday, so be sure and be up at the hotel. And come in. Well, look who's here. Come on in, Fred. All I need.
Me and two aspirins? Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm certainly surprised to see so many of you in here tonight. It's not raining outside, is it?
No, it's not raining, Fred. These people are all here to see me.
And you're not giving away dishes or anything, Mr. Benny?
No, sir, it's just me.
Now, look, Jack, you couldn't draw a crowd as big as this if you were a gutter on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I couldn't, eh?
With running water, I'll throw that in.
Now, listen, Fred. You're here to work, so take off your coat and let's go.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. Before we start this Punch and Benny show, there's something we've got to straighten out right now.
What's that, Fred?
I'm not going to open my mouth on this program, except to yawn, until you give me what you promised me last week.
What I promised you?
You know. Now, don't play possum, Benny. Hand over that Boy Scout knife.
Oh, yes, I knew you'd remember that. All right, here it is. Wait till I take the chain off.
I want the knife, chain, and everything that goes with it.
Oh, I suppose you even want this elk's tooth.
No, you can put that back in your mouth.
Well, here's the knife, Fred. Take it and consider our deal closed.
Now, wait a minute. You're not rushing me into this thing. Let me see if this knife's in good condition. There's the big blade.
Yeah.
There's the corkscrew, the fingernail file. There's the ping-pong paddle. The bottle opener. Hey, what's this thing here?
That's a folding bed. Are you satisfied?
Well, I guess it's all right. But, well, Jack, my mood changes here.
Yes,
you see.
I know.
I'm coming in the mood now. Have you been having a good time in New York? Have you seen any of the shows or anything?
Yes, Fred. I saw the Ed Wynn show. That was swell. I saw George M. Cohan show. That was grand. And then I saw your picture. My mood changes here, too.
There wasn't an S on that well by any chance. Well, what about it?
Nothing, Fred.
Now, wait.
But if you got paid for that picture, and I think you did, you should split 50-50 with Santa Claus.
First time I ever saw a radio comedian who was his own studio audience. Now, listen, Jack, if you're a fine time I go on, the first show I didn't get on at all. Now, here's the second one. I'm just creeping in at the finish here. Listen, Jack, if you're referring to that screen triumph, Sally, Irene, and Alan, that picture is funnier than Don Wilson thinks you are.
Is that so?
You're jealous, that's all.
That's so. Did you ever hear yourself enjoy you? Oh.
Well,
jealous. Well, I made a picture last year called Artists and Models. It was a sensation. I got 85 belly laughs.
I'll say you did. You should have pulled in your stomach, too.
My stomach had nothing to do with it. It was my performance. At least I photographed well.
Oh, I suppose I didn't.
Listen, Fred, I saw a sweepstake winner in a newsreel yesterday that looked better than you did. And he was selling fish at the time.
Well, you put me in a picture with a fish, and I'll steal a picture, too. artists and models. What were you in that celluloid omelet, an artist or a model?
I was an easel, Smarty.
An easel?
Yes.
Well, how can a weasel play an easel?
Now, listen, Fred.
Shall I slice him down, Mr. Benny?
Never mind, Rochester.
Now, wait a minute. Who is this Swami here?
Swami?
I'm Mr. Benny's butler.
Butler, hey? Well, listen to me, you Nougatine Jeeves. One more word out of you, and you'll be buttling in a shroud.
Don't let him scare you, Rochester.
I ain't scared.
That's the stuff.
Wait a minute. What is a shroud?
A shroud, my untutored friend, is a windbreaker for a ghost.
Oh, make way for a cow.
Rochester, you see, Fred and I'll probably have to get a new butler.
Well, hello there, Fred.
Well, Harry Von Zell, what are you doing in the enemy's camp here?
Well, I came here to help Jack out tonight. He needed an announcer.
Oh, is he going to pay you?
Certainly not. He's doing it as a favor. Of course, I will buy him a necktie or something.
What do you mean, something?
Something cheaper and shut up.
I thought so. Benny, you're so tight. You've not only got the first dollar you ever earned, you've got the guy's right arm who handed it to you.
Well, it was loose. Now, let me tell you something, Alan.
Hey, pipe down, fellas. You're upsetting me.
Oh, are we bothering you, Abe?
Yeah, why don't you two guys be debonair?
Abe, if you say debonair once more, I'm going to ask you what it means.
Well, how will you know if his answer's correct?
Don't worry about me. I know plenty of big words.
Look, I've got words I could cut in halves, and you wouldn't understand either half of them. Now, look, you itinerant buffoon. The only big word you know is your right name.
Well, if I did reduce it a little, my right name wasn't so long.
It wasn't. Why, your name was so long it used to take 15 minutes to write it in shorthand. And then they had to send the pencil over to the Mayo brothers for relaxation.
You should talk. When you were in vaudeville, they had to put your right name on a rubber marquee.
Now, that's vulcanized slander, Benny.
Why, you weather-beaten gargoyle.
Hold on there, Mr. B.
I'll throw you out of here so fast you look like a jockey on a skyrocket.
Now, that's enough, Benny. One more crack, and I'll hit you on top of your head so hard, you'll think your feet are bookends for your head.
I'm glad you loused that one up.
I'm taking my Boy Scout knife and getting out of here.
Oh, that's fine. Thanks for coming over, you town all booed up.
You're welcome, you war-hegan walk, you.
Enough to invite him up here, and what do I get?
Hey, Jack.
What is it, Abe?
Here's your knife back.
My knife? How'd you get it away from Alan?
My flute player bumped into him.
Oh, boy, that's marvelous. Thanks.
You want his watch, too?
Never mind. Play, Abe.
You know, the crowning touch to a good meal is the dessert, the happy ending. Well, that's where Jell-O comes in, the happy ending for any meal. For Jell-O looks so festive and tastes so delicious, it makes the ideal dessert for any occasion. And Jell-O is quick and easy to prepare. Serve it perfectly plain if you like, a clear, glowing mold of Jell-O, or garnish it with whipped cream, fruit, or nut meats. It's grand no matter how you serve it. But remember, only Jell-O brings you that delicious, extra rich fruit flavor. So don't accept any substitutes. Get the real thing. The one and only genuine Jell-O.
The last number of the 26th program in the new Jell-O series. We're with you again next Sunday night at the same time, broadcasting from Hollywood, California. I want to thank Harry Von Zell, Bob Ripley, Kate Smith, Abe Lyman, and Fred Allen for their cooperation. It was a grand gesture. And now, folks, come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Is the program over yet?
Just about. Say, how did you get to New York, anyhow?
I flew in. I hope I land pretty soon.
Oh, good night, doll.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Thank you for listening to and showing your support for my podcast. If you would like to receive notifications of when new episodes are posted, please subscribe to my channel. Subscriptions are 100% free, and they really help me get an idea of how I'm doing. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, wish you well, and as always, peace.